Now for the last part. Once you've got it to the cuboid form, to me this is actually the funnest part of the puzzle. Now this happened to come into a conformation that I think is pretty simple, but at least it can kind of demonstrate the process. So this is all parity, and we're only going to be using 180-degree parity algorithms to get this back. Now, your specific configuration, once you get it back here, is never going to be the same twice, but what I'm going to do is go through a series of different issues. So the first thing to do is take a look at this, and what I'm looking for is I'm looking for areas of symmetry. Obviously, these guys, we can turn these in like this. And what we're seeing is we're seeing a situation here where we may want to flip these guys over here or flip these guys here. So if we could put this, move this orange and these reds, swap these, then we'd be doing okay. So this is an even number parity, and what we do with this is if there's an even number parity where you see two that are in, whether it's next to each other or not, when we do our middle 2U moves, we split just below where the parity is and then just go just above. So here's what I mean by that. Hold it here, and in this case, do our parity algorithm 2U, 2R, 2F, then go 2U, split above it, 2U, and then 2F, 2R, 2U. And that takes it out. Then do the same thing on this side, even number parity, so 2U, 2R, 2F, 2U, 2U, 2F, 2R, 2U, and you've got it solved. Now, that was very easy. I happen to have it easy, but let's look at some harder potential configurations. And I'm going to demonstrate it by this 4x4x5, because the similarity now between the 3x4x5 and the 4x4x5 is as we hold it like this, you're going to have one area that's going to have, say, an odd number of pieces, and another area with even number pieces, and another area with odd number pieces. The reason why that's like this is because you're going to have an area of odd and an area of even. So here's a situation where we have it, where I put it into a parity with the 4x4x5. Now, as you recall, when we were doing the even number ones, as demonstrated by this, so this is even number, this is odd number. So with even number, we had one situation where we had it, just above and below a middle. But that parity algorithm, once again, holding it at the side, is 2U, 2R, 2F, split it here with a 2U, here with a 2U, then 2F, 2R, 2U. And it's as simple as that. But you can't do that with the even number. It's just not going to work. One even number parity is when it's like this, where you just have one, or you can have just all these, or you can just have these three. In any case, you can't split it down any center. The algorithm for that is very similar with one key difference. So once again, you turn it to the side, and you do the same thing, only instead of splitting it just below, you split it just above where the parity is. And that's going to be 2U, 2R, 2F, then you do a 2U, and then that's it, just the 2U. And then finish it up with a 2F, 2R, 2U, and then finish with another 2F. Now that's going to do two things. Number one, it's going to fix this parity, but it's going to transfer the parity to a place that's right angles to it. It actually transferred the parity up to here. Now the reason why that's okay is because I just transferred it to an even number layer, which is fine because then I just do the even number one and it fixes the whole thing. 2U, 2R, 2F, 2U, 2U, 2F, 2R, 2U, and it's done. All right, so we've kind of gone through all the tricks with these guys. So let's say we have a situation that didn't work out quite so easy. So you're basically looking for any opportunity for any type of parity fix that you can. So there's an obvious one here that we can do. 2U, 2R, 2F, U, 2F, 2R, 2U. So that's in. So let's see what else we got. What else can we use? Well, we've got an even number, an odd number parity that we can do over here. So we're just going to put these guys in. So with just the even number version of that, 2U, 2R, 2F, that's 2U, then 2F, 2R, 2U, and finish up with a 2F. Now when you do that, that's going to create parity on opposite sides. We can immediately put that in. 2U, 2R, 2F, 2u, 2u, 2f, 2r, 2u. So that's in. So let's take a look at what we've got here. We're getting more and more symmetric here. How about these guys? We can try to put these in. We can even try to put these in at some point. So that's going to be 2u, 2r, 2f, 2u, 2f, 2r, 2u, finish with the 2f. So now we see an interesting situation here. We've got parity with these two. So let's see. Let's go like this. If we go like this, I can actually put this parity back in. So this will switch with this. Now it's going to create parity at right angles here, but let's see what happens if we put these both in. So 2u, 2r, split it here, 2f, and just 2u, 2f, 2r, 2u, finish with a 2f. Then we might as well turn this back. So now we've got two sets of even number parities. So let's go ahead and put them in individually. If I put this in, it's going to create parity over here, which we can easily fix. So let's go ahead and do that now. 2u, 2r, 2f, and just one 2u, 2f, 2r, 2u, and then 2f. That created parity at right angles, so fix that. 2u, 2r, 2f, 2u, 2u, then 2f, 2r, 2u. Now we just have these two, 2u, 2r, 2f. This is even number, odd number, so just one 2u, then 2f, 2r, 2u, finish with a 2f. We've got even number here, so 2u, 2r, 2f, 2u, 2u, 2f, 2r, 2u, and that did it. All right. Here's another situation where things might not have worked so well. So again, we look for areas of parity that we can put in. These two look like these two. It's an even number, so let's put that in. 2u, 2r, 2f, 2u, 2u, then 2f, 2r, 2u. So these are in. So now we take an opportunity with these guys here. So how are we going to do this one? Well, again, we have to kind of seize on opportunities where we're basically putting in centers that are symmetric. I see two here and two here. So let's put these together. So taking the opportunity, I want to match these centers with these centers and flip them. So I'm just going to turn it like this, forgetting about what's going on here. And now these two centers here, I call them centers, are going to be able to flip, and it's an even number. So I'm going to use this as my F move and split it here as my U move. So we go 2U, 2R, 2F, then 2U, 2U, 2F, 2R, 2U, and as promised, these guys flipped. Well, so what? Well, let's flip this back, because this is what we did to begin with. And now let's take a look. What do we have now? Well, I see this and this, which can correlate. So let's turn this over here and flip these guys here. So I'll have the white and orange here, and the blue and red up here, and then flip it back. So 2 and 2. Again, I don't have any specific pattern that I'm following. I'm just matching middles together and doing parity maneuvers. So 2U, 2R, 2F, 2U, 2U, 2F, 2R, 2U. And now just move this back. So I'm taking any opportunity that I can. So I've got one here, one here, one here, one here. So what can I do to make things right? Well, let's see. What if I were to match this red with this red? And how am I going to do that? Well, let's separate these two from each other. All right, so I'm going to move this over here, double turn that here. So let's see. So when analyzing a situation like this, if this is what you end up with, what I'd really like to do is I'd like to move the other green and red up here. I'm sorry, the other green and orange up here. And that's over here. So what if I turn it over here and then bring it into here? The purpose of doing that is to match these here and then maybe match it over to here. So I'm going to double turn this. So that's the configuration I have, these two and these two. So when you consider what I just did, is I'm going to move these two into configuration, which will basically put all my ends in. So let's go ahead and see what happens if we solve that. 2u, 2r, 2f, 2u, 2u, 2f, 2r, 2u. Well, that's not too shabby. This is looking nice and symmetric. So I think we got it now. So we're going to take these and move it up here by doing a parity solve. So we're going to solve these two, which will move it up to here. 2u, 2r, 2f, 2u, 2u, then 2f, 2r, 2u. It did bring it up here, so solve it from there. 2u, 2r, 2f, 2u, 2u, 2f, 2r, 2u. And now we just have these guys. Well, we can simply bring this up, do a parity solve with this, which will bring it up to here, and see what happens. 2u, 2r, 2f, 2u, then 2f, 2r, 2u, because it's even number, then another 2u. Let's flip these guys now. Odd number, odd number. 2u, 2r, 2f, 2u, and 2f, 2r, 2u, finish with a 2f. Now these two can come back down. Okay, now we end up with these two. This is an even number parity, and we got this thing in the bag. Even number, 2u, 2r, 2f, 2u, 2u, 2f, 2r, 2u, and it's done. Okay, so whatever you do, if you just keep plugging and chugging, you'll eventually be able to get this solved. By using tactics of the 3x3x4, a couple of parity algorithms that we found with both even number and odd number in the 4x4x5, and this guy just to play around with because it's fun. So here's a situation where things didn't come together quite so easy, but you notice that no matter what you do, it's always going to be the same. This top part here, or actually when I solved it, it was like this. So this part here is going to be solved, this part here is going to be solved. So it's really just a matter of parity algorithms that are going to get us out of it. So what you do is you basically look for opportunities to correct things by parity algorithms. Want to try to make sides look symmetric. So let's take a look at what we've got here. We can deconstruct it, do our parity algorithm, and reconstruct it. So if I say turn this like this over here, what I seem to have is I have 2 here and 2 here. So why don't I flip these two? Flip these two over here with a parity algorithm. It's an even number parity algorithm, and then flip it back. So that's what I'm going to do. Just deconstruct it because, and I only did it this way because I see a symmetry here. I ignore this part here. So let's go ahead and see what happens. I honestly don't know. So splitting it here, 2u, 2r, 2f, 2u, 2u, and then 2f, 2r, 2u. And it did exactly what we thought. Put that here, and now we can move this back. Okay, so then we reevaluate. What do we got? So taking a look at what we have here, I see these two here, these two here. Let's kind of focus on this layer. So I'm just going to double turn this here so that these two areas are matching, they're symmetric. Then I'm going to turn it over here because, well, actually I'll keep it here. What's going to happen is I'm going to swap these two the way I would do any parity situation. Now, if I do it on a deeper layer like this, what's going to happen if I do the parity with this as my F move, I'm just going to move the parity up to here. So then I'll just do it again. So here's what I mean by that. Hold it here, and then I go like 2U, 2R. Now my 2F is going to be here because the parity was here. 2F, then I go like 2U, 2U, and then 2F, splitting it here, 2R, 2U. Now don't mess that up. So it did take it out of here, and as promised, it just moved it up to here. So then we do the same thing, but with this as my F move. So 2U, 2R, 2F, 2U, 2U, 2F, 2R, 2U, and that was fine, and now we just move this back. All right, then we kind of take a look and see what we've got here. Well, I see some possible symmetries over here that I could use. You know, I can turn this like that, which is interesting. I can turn this over here, but it's going to mess this up. Well, first things first, I think we can try to get these parities out over here. I'm going to move them to the layer that I think that they're supposed to be. So let's actually move this in like so. So now I'm going to do the same thing with this, and because it's a deeper layer, what's going to happen is it's actually going to transfer the parity at right angles to here. So the first one that I'm going to do when I split it down here, it'll take this parity out, put it up to here, but it's also going to put the parity over here. But we'll deal with that in time. So we're going to do the even number parity here. 2U, 2R, split it here. This is my 2F, 2F, and just one 2U over here. Then finish up with a 2F, 2R, 2U, and then 2F. Fix the parity here, put it up here, created some wackiness at right angles, but that's going to be taken care of when I do it again. So 2U, 2R, 2F, just one 2U, then 2F, 2R, 2U, 2F. So that fixed it here. Now let's reevaluate. So this is what I have over here. I have this configuration. So I'm going to double turn like so, and double turn like so. Now when I do that, I see even number here, even number here. So I'm literally just plugging and chugging. I don't have any definite structure. What I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to get things back by creating parity situations. So I'll do this. This is even number. This will be a quick change here. So that's 2U, 2R, 2F, split it here, 2U, 2U, 2F, 2R, 2U. All right, so all of my middles seem to be in place, but I have this configuration. So what am I going to do about a situation like that? Well, I know how to move centers. Centers shouldn't really be a problem. So let's plan this out. What if I were to swap these two? If I swap these two, I'm going to have a green here and a green here. So these end pieces here become kind of middle pieces here. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to swap these two. So I have the yellow and red over here, yellow and red over here, and do the same thing over here with the orange and yellow, and I'll end up with the center here. So let me see if you can follow me with that. I'm going to ignore everything except this, right? So this is just a parity. Parity here between these two, and then parity between these two. So I can identify that, so I'm just going to swap these guys. So it comes to the side over here, and this is an even number between these two over here. So we have 2U, 2R, 2F, it's 2U, 2U, then 2F, 2R, 2U, okay? So I got this back, and I got this back. Now I'm going to come across here and do the same thing with these sides. 2U, 2R, 2F, 2U, 2U, 2F, 2R, 2U. Now look what I got. Well, this doesn't look too hard. Basically, I've got... So this, I think we can wind our way through. You just have to be very careful to pay attention and don't mess it up. So odd number parity, and we're going to see what happens. Of course, we're going to create something funky on at right angles, but I think we can deal with it. So 2U, 2R, 2F, just one 2U. Then remember to split it here. 2F, 2R, 2U, and then finish with a 2F. Puts the parity back here, brings this here, so let's do it again. 2U, 2R, 2F, 2U, and then finish up with 2F, 2R, 2U, and finish with a 2F. So it took that out. We did create parity here. We could fix that now or just ignore it for the moment and just deal with these the same way. Slice it down here, bringing this parity up here, and then fixing the parity here. So 2U, 2R, 2F, 2U, 2F, 2R, 2U, finishing with the 2U, brings it up to here, 2U, 2R, 2F, 2U, you know the words, sing along. Then 2F, 2R, 2U, finish with a 2F, and you did it. So even with that particular situation, that was a way to navigate it through. I may have a couple more scenarios, but if you find any scenarios, if you follow these instructions, but you find some scenarios that are confusing you, let me know. But other than that, that should guide you through this. So good luck. Keep buying Tom's products, and let's see what the future holds. Thanks for watching.